clay court season is reaching a boiling point, and we are tracking the massive injury news hitting the stars of the ATP Tour. First up is Jack Draper, who is currently in a desperate race against the clock to secure his fitness for the French Open. After a nagging knee tendon injury forced him to withdraw from the Madrid and Italian Open, the pressure is on for the British talent to recover in time for the action at Roland Garros.
Your brand new iPhone deserves the best protection, and the iLune 3-pack screen protector plus 3-pack camera lens protector has you covered. Don't take risks with your iPhone. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
The drama does not stop there, as world number 2 Carlos Alcaraz has issued a sobering update on his own health. The defending French Open champion appeared at the Laureus Awards wearing a protective wrist brace and admitted he cannot guarantee his presence at this year's tournament. Fans are holding their breath as the Spaniard reveals he is currently awaiting critical medical tests to determine if he can defend his title. This wrist injury for Carlos Alcaraz has sent shockwaves through the tennis community and potentially cleared a path for his rival Jannik Sinner. Alcaraz has made it crystal clear that he will not rush his return, noting that forcing a comeback could permanently damage his future career. We are monitoring his status closely as he remains sidelined from the clay court circuit, while the medical team assesses the full extent of the damage. While the injury updates dominate the headlines, we also saw a night of triumph at the Laureus Awards with Carlos Alcaraz named Sportsman of the Year and Aryna Sabalenka taking home the Sportswoman of the Year title. It is a star-studded list of winners that we have all the details on, so stay tuned for the full breakdown. If you want to stay ahead of all the latest tennis news and exclusive updates, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell icon for notifications. Is Jack Draper's career turning into a constant battle against his own body? It is the question every tennis fan is asking right now as our British number 2 faces a frantic race against the clock to make it to the French Open. Draper has officially withdrawn from both the Madrid and Italian Opens, sidelined by a persistent knee tendon injury. It is a recurring theme that has become painfully familiar for the 24-year-old, who has endured an injury-plagued season that feels like one step forward and 2 steps back. This latest setback comes right after a mid-match retirement in Barcelona, where he just couldn't push through the pain in that right knee. Now, with Roland Garros kicking off on May 24th, the pressure is mounting. Draper is staying optimistic, publicly stating that the recovery is on track and that it isn't a long-term disaster, but the numbers don't lie. Missing major clay court events means he is set to plummet to number 46 in the world rankings, falling well outside the cutoff for a seed at the French Open. That makes his path in Paris infinitely harder. It's a bitter pill to swallow, especially when you remember the brilliance he showed by stunning Novak Djokovic at Indian Wells earlier this year. We know he has the talent to topple the giants of the game, but talent only gets you so far if you're trapped in the training room instead of dominating the baseline. He is currently weighing up a warm-up tournament in either Hamburg or Geneva, but the only mission that matters is getting to Paris in one piece. Do you think he can still make a deep run at Roland Garros despite this lack of match practice? Drop a comment below and let me know your take. If he can stay healthy, he is a danger to anyone in the draw. But as the old saying goes, the best ability is availability. Let's hope for a change in his fortune. Could the reigning champion be forced to step away from the clay courts of Paris? That is the burning question, keeping tennis fans on edge today. Carlos Alcaraz, who once seemed unstoppable, has left the world of tennis in a state of uncertainty following a wrist injury sustained at the 2026 Barcelona Open. What we initially hoped was just a minor setback has evolved into a serious concern. And for the first time, Alcaraz himself cannot guarantee his presence at Roland Garros. If he fails to recover in time, the fallout is massive. We are talking about 3,000 ranking points from his Rome and Roland Garros titles on the line, potentially blowing the door wide open for Jannik Sinner to tighten his grip on the number 1 spot. Alcaraz spoke candidly to Laureus at the Laureus Awards, admitting that while he is trying to stay positive, the days are feeling incredibly long. He is currently sporting a brace, a sobering visual reminder that in the world of professional tennis, the wrist is a player's most fragile and vital asset. We have seen legends like Del Potro and Thiem derailed by these exact types of injuries, which is why the caution being exercised here is not just smart, It is absolutely essential for the longevity of his career. Beyond the rankings and the trophies, we are talking about the long-term health of one of the sport's greatest talents. The upcoming medical tests will be the ultimate crossroads for his season. We are staying on high alert as this develops, so make sure you are subscribed to the channel for the latest updates on his recovery. Do you think Alcaraz should risk playing through the pain to defend his crown, or is it time to prioritize his long-term health? Drop a comment below, and let's discuss the future of the clay court season. Is the French Open crown in jeopardy for one of tennis's biggest stars? If you are a fan of Carlos Alcaraz, you might want to brace yourself for some tough news. The world too stepped out at the Laureus World Sports Awards this week, but he wasn't just sporting a tuxedo, he was rocking a wrist brace. It is a stark visual reminder that even the most talented athletes are only ever one movement away from the sidelines. After suffering a wrist injury during the Monte Carlo Masters and being forced to pull out of the Madrid Open for the second year running, the tension is palpable. When asked on the red carpet about his chances for Roland Garros, Alcaraz was brutally honest, admitting that the upcoming medical tests will decide everything. He is playing the long game here, and rightfully so. Alcaraz made it clear he would rather sit out and recover fully than risk his long-term career by rushing back to the court. It is a mature, calculated approach, even if it is agonizing for fans to watch. But amidst the recovery blues, there was a glimmer of golden news. The 22-year-old took home the prestigious Laureus Sportsman of the Year award, a massive recognition for his dominant run last year. It is a reminder of just how high his ceiling really is. As he said himself, this is a night he will never forget. Still, the clock is ticking toward Paris, and the tennis world is holding its breath to see if the Spaniard can clear his medical hurdles in time. Will we see him defending his title, or is the clay court season about to get much more complicated? Drop a comment below and let me know if you think he should play or sit this one out. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to keep up with all the latest updates on the race to Roland Garros. Ultimately, champions aren't just defined by their wins, but by knowing when to fight and when to protect their future. Could the French Open be heading toward an absolute disaster? For tennis fans around the world, the clock is ticking, and it is making a deafening sound. Carlos Alcaraz, the two-time defending champion and the man everyone wants to see on the clay, has just cast a massive shadow over his participation at Roland Garros. A persistent right wrist injury has forced him to pull out of the Madrid Open, and frankly, the silence surrounding his recovery is becoming more concerning by the day. Speaking at the Laureus World Sports Awards, Alcaraz didn't sugarcoat the situation. He admitted that the next few days of medical testing are the make-or-break moment for his season. It is a grueling mental game for a 22-year-old who just wants to compete, but the patience he is being forced to exercise is clearly wearing thin. We watched him struggle through his opener at the Barcelona Open before deciding that enough was enough, and now we are all just holding our breath waiting for the results. While Alcaraz faces uncertainty, the evening wasn't without its highlights. Aryna Sabalenka was crowned Sportswoman of the Year, joining a legendary list of icons that left her rightfully emotional and speechless. It serves as a reminder of the sheer talent we have in the sport today. But make no mistake, tennis feels different when the biggest names are sidelined. Will the champion be ready to defend his throne, or are we looking at a French Open without its main attraction? Hit that subscribe button to stay updated on the latest test results, and let me know in the comments. Do you think Alcaraz should play if he isn't at 100%? Or is it better to skip and protect his future? Sometimes, the hardest victory is the one you choose not to chase.